Everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful holiday season and that you're finishing out the year very strong and very happy and looking forward to the new year with optimism and goals for how to improve. So, with that said, for those of you who have set a resolution to buy a home in 2018, I have developed just some quick steps for you to start taking today in order to accomplish that goal of purchasing a home in this upcoming year. So, with that said, one of the first steps you're going to want to take is to have a stable paycheck. So, your lender is going to be looking to ensure that you have the ability to repay the loan funds that they provide to you. And by having a stable paycheck and in job history, that will tell the lender that you are able to do so. Next, you want to make sure that you have a savings account. Now, one thing that's important to know is that there is a myth out there that you have to have 20% down in order to purchase a home. And that's just not true. There are actually loan programs out there that do not require 20% down and may require a lower down payment. And with some credit scores, you may even qualify for down payment assistance. So it's really important to have a savings, but to match that savings to the loan that you desire or that is a best fit for you. So really keeping that in mind in terms of keeping your savings fluffy, if you will, as you look to purchase a home. Next, you're going to want to do your research. So you're going to encounter many professionals who do this all of the time when you go to purchase your home. And so being informed and knowing what products you can get or services that people provide is going to be critical. And not only that, you want to be sure that you have researched the market and that you understand the trends that are going on for the area in which you wish to buy, as well as any mortgage loan interest rates or things like that and patterns that we're seeing in your state or local area or even nationally. Also, you're going to want to make sure that your credit score is up to par. Now, this is something I think that folks get the most nervous about or just uncomfortable about because they feel that they don't have the right credit score. So there's also myths about credit score when it comes to qualifying for a mortgage where I know I've heard folks say that you have to be in the 800s in order to qualify and whatnot, and that again is just not true. With different loan programs, for example, an FHA loan, you may find that the credit requirement is a bit lower than, say, for a conventional loan. So making sure that your credit is up to par. However, talking with a lender to be able to have that discussion so that they can guide you in the direction to get you to the place of becoming qualified, which is really a shared goal that they have with you. The next thing you're going to want to think about is your wants versus your needs. So a lot of us want a home that is pretty spacious and has many amenities such as, a chef's kitchen, etc. Now, something that will be important as you look at price range and your own budget is making sure that you've identified what is an absolute non-negotiable and what areas maybe are things that you're just more so wanting to have. So being cautious about those things, being understanding of the price of things, and then also how that cost of that object may influence your ability to make money on the home in the future. Because if you're making that investment, you want to have a return on that investment in the long term. Also, you want to take a peek at your credit score, or your credit report for any possible outstanding loans. This is something that you're going to want to have squared away before you get the process moving in terms of having your lender pre-qualify you, etc., just so that your debt-to-income ratio is as low as possible. Again, just another thing that the lender is going to be looking for. Then your budget. And budget is really important when it comes to homeownership because when you go into to have a rental, you may be given a number, and oftentimes that number of your rent is going to stay pretty much the same throughout the process of your lease term. Now, with homeownership, there are other factors to consider outside of your mortgage. So, for example, with certain loan types, you may have a mortgage insurance premium, or in some circumstances, in a certain particular subdivision, you may have homeowners association fees that will really increase that monthly cost that you're spending. So, you want to make sure that you have a budget that outlines what your top dollar amount is that you're able to pay, and then also keeping in mind some of those potential fluctuations, even with property taxes, etc. All things to consider as you're looking to purchase a home. And then one of the next things that we're going to want to do when we're doing this process is Um, Looking at the type of house that you want. I think that sometimes we get so caught up in, oh, fixing my debt and, working on my credit, that we forget of what we're really out there going for, which is to purchase a home. So if you want a townhouse, if you are interested in a certain architecture or a certain area of town, you really want to become familiar with what type of home you're looking for, and that's going to help your realtor to guide you through the process. The less ambiguous that you are, the more targeted your search can become, and the more likely you'll be in a home sooner than later. And then last but not least, your mortgage pre-approval is critical. So I know that in my previous video, I spoke a bit about getting on the phone with the lender and starting that discussion. And really the importance of that is that all of the things I've touched on today require you to have some sort of inquiry on your credit, whether that be on your own behalf or with a lender. So what I've found is that lenders have the ability to either pre-qualify you right then and there because you have the ability to do so, or they can begin to counsel you or direct you to another organization that can counsel you on the changes that you can make to your credit in order to become qualified. So on the back end of that, though, when you have that pre-qualification, that allows you to offer to a seller with confidence. So you know exactly the dollar amount that you're willing to pay. You know that you have been pre-qualified to receive those funds. And although you're not, through the underwriting process with your loan and done with the process, this really allows the seller to see that you're serious about this transaction, and in a competitive marketplace may actually help you to have your offer accepted over another individual. So you want to make sure to get that mortgage pre-approval as soon as possible and get in contact with the lender. So that is the summary of my quick guide for buying a home in 2018. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me for questions. You can call me, email me, you can message me below, add a comment. I am happy to speak with you about some of what I've discussed today in greater detail. I think that being an informed buyer is huge in this marketplace today, and really tons of people are going in with information that you